We have seen this week that the IDF launched their major operation into Gaza City, and unsurprisingly, the usual suspects issued their condemnations and warned of measures against Israel because of this action. Now, I for one believe that this operation should never have happened. And I know that may shock you a little, but hold on a second. I believe this operation should never have happened because I believe the war should never have happened, because October 7th, 2023 should never have happened. That disgusting and abhorrent massacre by Hamas of Israelis and anybody in the area is a brutal reminder of the extent that Jew hatred leads to. And that should never have happened. Hamas should never have been in a position to launch such an attack, and there should not be hostages still being held in Gaza. So from that perspective, yes, it shouldn't have happened. That is not the reality we're dealing with. We're dealing with a situation where you have a genocidal terrorist group who refused to agree to another ceasefire, who refused to release the hostages. And just as Israel were told not to enter Rafah, where they found hostages, Israel has now entered Gaza City. And unfortunately, the world we live in, with social media, with other digital streams of media, celebrities and those of that ilk are constantly seeking attention. If we look at just this week, we had the Emmys take place, and a number of celebrities took that opportunity to declare themselves experts on the Middle East and champion the anti-Israel cause. But rather than simply be truthful and say that we are using an actual conflict, an actual war where people are dying, where people are suffering, where people are being held hostage for our own benefit and profiteering off that, they couch it in saying that they care about humanity. And if you want to see what this grifting attitude really looks like, this war profiteering and profiteering off tragedy, there's no more egregious example of that of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Both claim that Charlie Kirk was a friend, and Charlie Kirk has spoken fondly about Candace and their friendship in the past, even though he said he didn't always agree with her. Yet, we know that Charlie Kirk was never one to shy away from speaking what he believed to be the truth on any matter. And overwhelmingly, he constantly came out in support of Israel and the Jewish people and against anti-Semitism. Even in recent weeks and months, went on college campuses and questioned about his support for Israel and the Jewish people from both the radical left and the extreme right. He always answered and was supportive of Israel, shutting down talk of conspiracy theories in the Talmud, or that Israel is controlling America, and so on and so forth. Yet, how disgusting and abhorrent is it that these two individuals are using the murder of someone they say was their friend to push their anti-Israel, anti-Semitic agenda. Rather than taking what Charlie Kirk had said in public, on a public platform, they are now referencing some sort of secret conversations that they had with him. And that just shows you so much about their character. That here is a man who was murdered and can no longer share his opinion or defend himself against these allegations, and now they're claiming that he was somehow anti-Israel, that Israel had a hand in his murder because of it. It is truly disgusting and abhorrent, to the extent that Charlie Kirk's own pastor had to come out to basically say what Candace is saying is false. But it's not going to bother them. They will continue to push these lies because all they care about is attention, clicks and likes, and the blood of somebody murdered on a college campus for speaking their views. They are happy to misrepresent as long as it suits them, and then they claim to be friends. This tells you about the level of Jew hatred, that it is so insidious, it is so brainwashing that it turns people into a state where they will do anything to get attention to their Jew hatred. And that is why we must speak up and not remain silent. That is why when we hear these ridiculous conspiracy theories, we must approach them with fact and reality. When we hear lies about what is going on in Gaza, we have to know the information to share the truth. Because people like these celebrities, like these talking heads, are poisoning the average American. They are poisoning the minds of people who simply don't know better. And if we remain silent, that is going to be the dominant narrative. We have a responsibility to truth. We have a responsibility to fact. And we have a responsibility to our faith. And we have a responsibility to our nation. Because it is up to us to ensure that America of tomorrow is the very best America that it can be. And it won't be if we allow hatred, bigotry, and lies and these absurd conspiracy theories to become the norm. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent. Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to CUFI.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.